On the previous episode of Pokemon Soulless Link, Bei Fang and Nan Mian continued their journey in Pewter City. From there, they set off through Route 3 towards Mount Moon. On Route 3, they encountered a trainer who proclaimed themselves to be Youngster Ben, the enjoyer of shorts. The trainer was dispatched without much trouble, with Bei Feng relying on the strength of his starter, and Nan Mian benefiting from some strategic switch-outs. Further down the path, the trainers encountered Bug Catcher James, who fielded a Doduo against Bei Fang, and a Shelmet against Nan Mian. The previous experience paid off, as Nan Mian used Defense Co, and the Shelmet, as predicted, used Final Gambit and eliminated itself from the battle. The Doduo displayed resilience in a physical battle with Daiqiao the Pansage, but was quickly eliminated when Wang Yuanji the Numel switched in and used Incinerate. With Bug Catcher James defeated, the party advanced further and encountered Lass Robin. The Lass fielded a Doduo, whose typing was not known to Nan Mian. Historians would later say that it was a water and rock dual type. Taishi Ci, the Spoink, proved to be a poor match for the Doduo, but a switch to Diane Wei the Clamperl saved the day. Lass Robin also fielded a Shelmet against Bei Fang. Being aware of its trick, he switched to a Pokemon with full health to take the Final Gambit attack. With Lass Robin defeated, the trainers found themselves at the entrance to Mount Moon. Inside Mount Moon, the trainers were ambushed by Bug Catcher Kent, who had seen suspicious men in the cave and was wary of the two trainers. Bei Fang sent Xiahou Dun the Starmie to battle Kent's Rufflet. It proved to be a poor match, but Xiahou Dun managed to switch in time. Wang Yuanji the Numel switched in. The Rufflet used Fury attack, which hit 5 times, taking Wang Yuanji down to 2 hit points. Wang Yuanji then used Incinerate to finish off the Rufflet. Bug Catcher Kent had fallen. Despite being a worthy opponent, the linked duo moved further into the cave, where Lass Iris was waiting for her friends. The Lass sent Swadloon into battle against Nan Mian. The Swadloon used a move called Skitter Smack against Nan Mian, whose Pokemon were having trouble dealing damage to it, and were talking high damage from the move. Historians would later say that Skitter Smack was a bug-type move that lowers the target's special attack by 1 stage. The move has 10 PP, 70 power, and 90% accuracy. Perhaps Nan Mian had not realized that Swadloon was a bug and grass dual type, rather than just a grass type. Hua, the Nuzleaf, was switched in and fell in a single strike to Skitter Smack. Xiahou Dun the Shroomish was also close to being taken down in a single strike. With the whole team on low health, Wang Yuanji, the Bellsprout, finally felled the Swadloon with acid. After a grueling battle, the trainers returned to the Poké Center to lay Hua the Nuzleaf and Hua the Love Disc to rest in the graveyard. The team mourned the loss of Hua and then returned to the cave in Mount Moon. The trainers engaged in a couple more battles, with Bei Fang getting into one more battle than Nan Mian. The pair descended down a ladder to get deeper into the cave. There they saw a Pokemon standing ominously without a trainer. Being exhausted from the many battles, the two decided to end the day and rest at the foot of the ladder before venturing further. Thus ended episode 2. On the previous episode, of Pokemon Soulless Link, Bei Fang and Nan Mian continued their journey in Pewter City. From there, they set off through Route 3 towards Mount Moon. On Route 3, they encountered a trainer who proclaimed themselves to be Youngster Ben, the enjoyer of shorts.
Fifty best Pokemon are on hacks for 2026. Host Pokemon Heart and Soul. Pokemon Heart and Soul is a popular ROM pack that serves as an enhanced take on Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, while also drawing heavily from the beloved Nintendo DS titles Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. The hack brings together features from across these generations and combines them into a single, polished experience built for the Game Boy Advance. A unique feature found in this hack is the deep customization options, where players can edit lots of in-game mechanics, including rates, EVs, and Roman for level caps, shiny rates, and even the graphics.
Notable features:
improved level curve, simplified evolution methods, full Johto and Kanto story and post-game content, walking Pokemon, day and night cycle. Fifty best Pokemon are on hacks for 2026. Sends Pokemon Modern Emerald. This hack is basically an overhaul of Vanilla Emerald with lots of new features that players will definitely enjoy. However, it's worth noting that the creator wants us to treat this hack as Pokemon Emerald 2.0, which means that everything new to this hack is only designed for Pokemon Emerald alone. Pokemon Modern Emerald rejected some of the most sophisticated changes in the later generations of the mainline games, and instead offered a variety of options that will allow players to edit their gameplay experience. Some of these include the hack's difficulty, game mode, and enabling or disabling certain features.
Notable features:
Trade evolution Pokemon can evolve through self-trade. Classic and modern preset. Pokemon will have new types to make them a bit stronger. Additional legendaries, changes to the original type matchup rules, Nature Mints. Nuzlocke mode, your rival can now be named. 50 best Pokemon are on hacks for 2026. 14. Pokemon Emerald Sea Blast.
Pokemon Emerald Sea Blast is the newest addition to our list.
Released just a few days ago, it has quickly generated hype across various communities, including Reddit. As seen in the screenshots, the game boasts a 2BC-like aesthetic and a complete visual overhaul of all game graphics. However, don't judge the game solely by its visuals, play it and you'll understand why it's become so popular in such a short time. The game offers many unique features that you won't find in most other Pokemon RM hacks.
Notable features:
complete visual overhaul with a cozy, GBC-like aesthetic. All Pokemon from generations 1-3 are obtainable, including cross-generation evolutions. Enhanced traditionally bad Pokemon with new typings, e.g. Ghost / Flying Noctowl, Grass / Dragon Sceptile. Updated battle engine with physical / special split fairy type and more. New minigames and events such as scuba diving and pinball for rare items. Following Pokemon feature. Rosborough City Wishing Well with a gacha-like system for random Pokemon. In-game cheat codes are accessible via the player's game key. Additional settings like hard mode and soft level cap toggle. Numerous co-L features and tweaks for an enriched experience. Simple chicken chow mein. Prepare. Less than 30 minutes. Cook. Less than 10 minutes. Serve too. This speedy chow mein is ready in 15 minutes. Now that's what we call fast food. It makes a great weeknight dinner and is especially good as a lazy Friday takeaway. Each serving provides 400 of Daiqiao, 39.8 g protein, 13.9 g carbohydrate, of which 4.2 g sugars, 19.5 g fat, of which 3 g saturates, 4.5 g fiber, and 1.49 g salt. Ingredients: 2 tablespoons vegetable oil, 50 g/3/4 oz beef sprouts, 200 g/7 oz cooked chicken sliced, a half white onion sliced, 200 g/7 oz soft egg noodles blanched, 1 tsp dark soy sauce, 1 tsp light soy sauce, 1 tsp oyster sauce, pinch white pepper, 1 tsp sesame oil, 1 spring onion chopped. Method: place a rock over a high heat. Once hot, add the vegetable oil and reduce the heat to medium. Add the bean sprouts, cook chicken and onion and stir fry for 1 minute. Add the blanched noodles and stir fry for a further 30 seconds. Add the dark and light soy sauce, oyster sauce and a pinch of white pepper. Toss in a pan to coat the noodles, chicken and vegetables. Stir fry for a further 2 minutes until the noodles become slightly crisp. Take the pan off the heat and stir in sesame oil and spring onions. Serve immediately. Recipe tips: if you don't have cooked chicken left over from a roast or similar, you can buy packets of it from most supermarkets. To cook chicken quickly without drying out dried protein, a chicken breast in a small saucepan of water. To blanch noodles, simply put the noodles in the bowl and pour over boiling hot water. Leave for a few minutes until softened, but not fully cooked. Pokemon Natures. Pokemon Natures are another key feature of the games introduced in Generation 3 Ruby/Sapphire, which can increase certain stats. Each Pokemon has one nature randomly selected from a total of 25. Rather than just being a superficial personality, natures actually affect the growth of a Pokemon. Each nature increases one of its stats by 10% and decreases one by 10% by the time it reaches level 100. 5 natures increase and decrease the same stat and therefore have no effect. In most cases, it's preferable to have a nature that decreases either attack or special attack for Pokemon whose strengths are the opposite type of attack. Spin, for example, favours special moves, so it's best to use a nature that decreases its attack since it won't be used. Whereas a Pokemon's nature also determines the berries it likes and dislikes. Each type of berry is linked to one stat. Attack spicy, defense sour, beach sweet, peeve, act dry, peeve. Defense bitter. The berry a Pokemon likes is the corresponding flavour of its raised stat, while the berry it dislikes is the flavour of its lowered stat. For example, a Pokemon of sassy nature will like bitter berry, special defense is raised, and dislike sweet berry, speed is lowered. The natures are as follows. Adamant increases attack, decreases special attack. Batful increases special attack, decreases special attack. Bold increases defense, decreases attack. Brave increases attack, decreases speed. Calm increases special defense, decreases attack. Careful increases special defense, decreases special attack. Docile increases defense, decreases defense. Gentle increases special defense, decreases defense. Hardy increases attack, decreases attack. Hasty increases speed, decreases defense. Impish increases defense, decreases special attack. Jolly increases speed, decreases special attack. Lax increases defense, decreases special defense. Lonely increases attack, decreases defense. Mild increases special attack, decreases defense. Modest increases special attack, decreases attack. Naive increases speed, decreases special defense. Naughty increases attack, decreases special defense. Quiet increases special attack, decreases speed. Quirky increases special defense, decreases special defense. Rash increases special attack, decreases special defense. Relax increases defense, decreases speed. Sassy increases special defense, decreases speed. Serious increases speed, decreases speed. Timid increases speed, decreases attack. Non-attacking moves in Pokemon Generations 1-4. Move name type effect category generation introduced. Growl normal lowers opponent attack Gen 1.
Then normal lowers opponent defense Gen 1.
Tail whip normal lowers opponent defense Gen 1. Screech normal sharply lowers opponent defense Gen 1. String shot bug lowers opponent speed Gen 1. Silent attack ground lowers opponent accuracy Gen 1. Agility psychic raises users speed Gen 1. Amnesia psychic raises users SP. Death Gen 1. Cosmic Power Psychic raises users Death and SP. Death Gen 1. Swords Dance Normal sharply raises users attack Gen 1. Acid Armor Poison sharply raises users defense Gen 1. Poison Powder poisons opponent Gen 1. Sunspore Grass paralyzes opponent Gen 1. Sleep Powder Grass puts opponent to sleep Gen 1. Smokescreen normal lowers opponent accuracy Gen 1. Confused Road Ghost confuses opponent Gen 1. Leech Seed Grass drains HP each turn Gen 1. Substitute Normal creates substitute to absorb damage Gen 1. Splash Normal no effect Gen 1. Double Team Normal raises users evasion Gen 1. Minimize Normal raises users evasion Gen 1. Transform Normal copies opponent's stats / moves Gen 1. Teleport Psychic Escape or switch out Gen 1. Disable Normal prevents last used move Gen 1. Protect Normal blocks attacks this turn Gen 2. Endure Normal survive any hit with 1 HP Gen 2. Curse Ghost / Dragon Ghost lowers HP for stat boost. Dragon raises all stats Gen 2. Toxic Poison badly poisons opponent Gen 2. Raw Normal forces opponent to switch out Gen 2. Encore Normal forces opponent to repeat last move Gen 2. Baton Pass Normal switches Pokemon and passes stat changes Gen 2. Safeguard Normal protects party from status Gen 2. Mist Eyes prevents stat reductions Gen 2. Heal Bell Normal heals party status conditions Gen 2. Aromatherapy Grass heals party status conditions Gen 2. Tall Dark forces opponent to use only attacking moves Gen 3. Torment Dark prevents opponent from using same move consecutively Gen 3. Imprison Psychic prevents opponent from using moves User knows Gen 3. Dragon Dance Dragon raises attack and speed Gen 3. Belly Drum Normal maximizes users attack cost of HP Gen 3. Iron Defense Steel Sharply raises users defense Gen 3.
Metal Sound Still Sharply lowers opponent's SP.
Death Gen 3. Stockpile Normal raises users defense and SP. Death Gen 3. Spit Up Normal deals damage based on Stockpile Gen 3. Swallow Normal heals HP based on Stockpile Gen 3. Wish Normal heals next turn Gen 3. Refresh Normal heals status condition Gen 3. Roost Flying heals user HP Gen 4. Aqua Ring Router restores HP each turn Gen 4. Coil Poison raises users attack defense SV. Death Gen 4. Power Up Punch Fighting raises users attack after damage Gen 4. Snatch Dark steals the effect of the next status move Gen 4. Stealth Rock Entry Hazard damages opponents entering battle Gen 4. Spikes Ground Entry Hazard damages grounded opponents Gen 4. Trick Room Psychic reverses speed order for 5 turns Gen 4. Pain Split normal averages HP target Gen 4. Heal Pulse Psychic heals targets HP Gen 4. 50 best Pokemon are in hacks for 2026. 35. Pokemon Souls. Pokemon Souls is a Pokemon ROM hack that isn't just about catching them all, but also about a compelling story and tons of content, such as side quests that will keep you entertained for hours. Features eclipse that only a couple of Pokemon have it. With up to Gen 7 with about 700 plus Pokemon and 40 plus eclipse data. The graphics and visuals are based on the TS games like HGGS and B2W2.
Notable features:
Physical/spatial split. Day and night cycle. Soaring feature allows you to fly over terrains. 50 best Pokemon are hacks for 2026. Bias. Pokemon Emerald Imperium. If you played Pokemon Radical Red, this hack is designed to be the Emerald version of it. Pokemon Emerald Imperium retains most of the elements found in the vanilla Emerald, but it will definitely keep you on your toes as battles here are significantly more challenging. Grasping victory against helpless opponents doesn't feel as rewarding as ever, but here in Pokemon Emerald Imperium, you'll likely experience the pain of defeat multiple times with all the fixes that its creator made to keep the game hard, but better at the same time. Another interesting feature of this hack is the massive variety of starters that you can choose from the beginning. This is quite comfortable to say the least, considering you have to carefully build your team against trainers whose Pokemon level always scales well to yours.
Notable features:
Smarter AI trainers. Pokemon roster up to Gen 9. Grinding mode. Mega Evolution. Additional boss battles. Vastly improved battle engine. Best Pokemon are in hacks for 2026. 7. Pokemon Radical Red. Radical Red is a tougher version of Pokemon Fire Red, which is also the base of the hack. Radical Red boasts an above average game difficulty, so it's perfect for you if you love playing Fire Red, but this time with challenge. Radical Red takes our second spot. We are talking about a tough game that you can play, which will make you sweat in the process. Even when the game begins, you have the option to go for a randomized run or even nuzzle. You don't need to do any manual file patching since the game already gives you the option from the start. Tap yourself in and make sure not to get frustrated with the game and its enhanced difficulty setting.
Notable features:
College Roman 4 is available from the start. You can find EV training areas to enhance your Pokemon stats, abilities, and certain moves have been changed. 50 best Pokemon are in hacks for 2026. Top 10. Pokemon Uncommon Emerald. Let's start this list of the best Pokemon ROM hacks of the year with Pokemon Uncommon Emerald. Pokemon Uncommon Emerald is based on the popular official game Pokemon Emerald that everyone has loved for so many years. The game's story is the same as Emerald, so you might already know where to go. You can choose from 3 difficulties, with Normal, where the enemy trains Pokemon doesn't have any EVs. The Hard mode has EVs and is slightly more challenging than the normal game. Challenge mode also has EVs, but you cannot use items in battle. There are other interesting features like holding up to 999 items. The Pokemon roster goes up to Gen 7 with legendaries as well as over 100 TMs and moves that you can learn. Speaking of TMs, they can be reusable as well.
Notable features:
Mega Evolution. Stray Pokemon can evolve naturally. Pokedex shows stats, moves, and more. Status condition. Status conditions, also referred to as status problems or status ailments, affect a Pokemon's ability to battle. There are two kinds of status conditions: non-volatile, which last until healed, and volatile, which last while a Pokemon is in battle.
Having Pokeros and Bei Fang are displayed identically to non-volatile status conditions, but are not officially considered such.
In the core series and side series, non-volatile status.
A non-volatile status condition is a status condition that remains after being switched out.
They can be cured by healing at a Pokemon Center, specific curative items, or other ways. While Pokemon that are affected by a status condition are easier to catch, a Pokemon cannot gain non-volatile status conditions when it is affected by Safeguard, Leaf, Guard, Flower Veil, Shields, Down, Comatose, or Misty Terrain, nor can a Pokemon behind a substitute gain status conditions, except due to synchronized rest or a held item, like Flame Ball or Toxic Ball. A Pokemon will cure its status condition when affected by Haste Generation, Ironic Rest, Refresh Heal Bell, Aromatherapy, Psycho Shift, General Healing, G-Max Sweetness, Natural Cure, Purify, Take Heart, Lunar Blessing, Shed Skin Healer, Hydration, or Lumberry. Player can cure any status condition of a Pokemon by using on it any of the following items: Full Heal, Full Restore, Heal Powder, Pewter Crunches, Rage Candy Bar, Lava Cookie, Old Gatto, Jube Life, Muffin, Castelier Cone, Lumiose Colette, Shallow Sable, Big Malasada, Sacred Ashwalum, Berry Miracle Berry, in Generation Roman 2. Pokemon with Guts, Marble Scale, or Quick Feet will have their attack, defense, or speed increased respectively when affected by a status condition. Pokemon with Magic Guard can be afflicted by status conditions and receive their additional effects, but do not take damage. In addition, the base power of Facade is doubled from Signature Heightened 40 when inflicted with paralysis, a burn, or poison. In the Generation Roman 2 core series games, when an in-game opponent outside of the battle tower uses a status move that would inflict a non-volatile status condition on the target, the move has a 25% chance to fail in addition to its normal chance points. In all games except Pokemon Legends, Arceus of Pokemon cannot gain a non-volatile status condition if it's already afflicted by another one, and the non-volatile status condition does not wear off automatically when the battle ends. If a Pokemon under a status condition such as a Poison Cascoon evolves, the condition will be kept even if the Pokemon gains a new type or ability that would normally prevent this. In Pokemon Legends, Arceus, all non-volatile status conditions have a set turn count and wear off after battle. If a Pokemon already has a non-volatile status condition, inflicting it with another one can override it. The burn condition inflicts damage every turn and halves damage dealt by Pokemon's physical moves except Pokemon with the Guts ability and Facade from Generation onward. In Generation I, and from Generation Roman 7 onward, burn inflicts damage equal to 1/16 of its maximum HP every turn. From Generation Roman 2 to VI, burn inflicts damage equal to 1/8 of its maximum HP every turn. Burn damage is halved if the Pokemon has the ability Heat Brew. In Generation V, Pokemon glow red while afflicted with burn. Most moves which cause burn are fire type, and burning is the prime effect of Will-O-Wisp. However, it also can be caused by the ability Flame Body or holding a flame orb. In Generations I and Roman 2, Fire-type Pokemon cannot be burned by Fire-type moves, but they can be burned by Tri-type in Generation Roman 2. From Generation Roman 3 onward, Fire-type Pokemon and Pokemon with the Water Veil or Water Bubble ability cannot normally be burned. Pokemon with the ability Heat Proof will only lose half the HP each turn. while Pokemon with Magic Guard are immune to the HP loss, but still suffer from the attack drop. Pokemon with Flare Boost will have their special attack increased when burn. A burn can be cured with the use of a burn heal, Yigo Berry Generation Roman 3 only, or Raw Berry Ice Berry in Generation Roman 2. In Generations I and Roman 2, burn damage is applied after the Pokemon takes its turn, but is skipped if the opponent faints during the turn. From Generation Roman 3 onward, burn damage is applied after all Pokemon on the field have taken their turns and there is no skipping.
Freeze. The freeze condition causes a Pokemon to be unable to use moves. From Generation Roman 2 onward, the frozen Pokemon has a chance to be thawed each turn 10% in Generation Roman 2 or 20% in Generation Roman 3 onwards, possibly even thrown right after being frozen. However, in Generation I, a frozen Pokemon never thaws without external means.
Pokemon cannot be frozen in harsh sunlight. All moves which cause freezing are E-style, except Tri-Attack Generation Roman 2 onwards, Secret Power when used in snow or ice, Generation Roman 4 onward, and Freezing Glare. In Generations I and Roman 2, Eyesight Pokemon cannot be frozen by Eyesight moves, but they can be frozen by Tri-Attack in Generation Roman 2. From Generation Roman 3 onward, Eyesight Pokemon and Pokemon with the Magna Armor ability cannot normally be frozen.
Being frozen can be cured with the use of an Ice Heal, an Aspia Berry Burnt Berry in Generation Roman 2 or Pumpkin Berry Generation Roman 3 only.
The frozen Pokemon can still use moves Fusion Flare, Flame Move, Sacred Fire, Flare Blitz, Scald, and Steam Eruption. While frozen, these moves will follow the user and be executed normally. In Generation V, Pokemon glow blue and stop moving while afflicted with freeze. If a frozen Pokemon is hit by damaging fire-type move and set fire spin in Generations I and Roman 2 or Hidden Power in Generations Roman 2 and Roman 3, Scald Generation with Iron onward or Steam Eruption, it will be false. Paralysis. The paralysis condition reduces the Pokemon's speed stat and causes it to have a 25% chance of being unable to use any move fully paralyzed when trying to use one. From Generation I to VI, its speed is reduced to 25% of its normal value. From Generation Roman 7 onward, its speed is reduced to 50% of its normal value. Pokemon with the Quick Leap ability instead have their speed increased by 50% while paralyzed. In Generation 3, Pokemon glow yellow while afflicted with paralysis and their animation will be slowed significantly. Many moves that cause paralysis are electric type moves and paralysis is the main effect of the move Thunder Waves. It can also be caused by static, effects or Gulp Missile. In Generation I, Pokemon cannot be paralyzed by damaging moves of the same type as themselves. From Generation VI onward, electric-type Pokemon cannot be paralyzed. Pokemon with the Limber ability cannot normally be paralyzed. Furthermore, if its target is paralyzed, Smelling Salts will cure the paralysis in addition to becoming more powerful. Paralysis can be cured with the use of a Paralyze, Heal, or a Sherry Berry PRZ Cure Berry in Generation Roman 2. In Generation Roman 4 only, the ability Magic Guard will prevent Pokemon from being fully paralyzed. However, it does not prevent the speed reduction. Poison. The poison condition inflicts damage every turn. In Generation I, poison inflicts damage equal to 1/16 of its maximum HP every turn. From Generation Roman 2 onward, it inflicts damage equal to 1/8 of its maximum HP. A Pokemon with the Poison Heal ability will restore an equivalent amount of HP instead of taking damage. In Generation V, Pokemon glow purple while afflicted with poison. All moves which cause poison are poison type, except Twinneedle's Secret Power when used in Tall Grass, Generation Roman 3 only, Psycho Shift while poisoned, and Fling if poison bar or toxic orb is held. Poison type Pokemon cannot be normally poisoned. The other causes of poisoning are one layer of toxic spikes poison point, effect spore or poison touch. In Generation Roman 2, Steel-type Pokemon cannot be poisoned by Poison-type moves, but they can be poisoned by Twinidor. From Generation Roman 3 onward, Steel-type Pokemon and Pokemon with the immunity ability cannot normally be poisoned. Pokemon with Magic Guard can be poisoned, but do not lose HP, though the badly poison counter will still increase. Poison and Steel-type Pokemon can be poisoned by Pokemon with the Corrosion ability. Poison, including bad poison, can be cured with the use of an antidote. Trash Fairy Generation Roman 3 only, and Pecha Fairy PSN Kill Berry in Generation Roman 2. In Generations I and Roman 2, poison damage is applied after the Pokemon takes its turn, but is skipped if the opponent faints during the turn. From Generation Roman 3 onward, poison damage is applied after all Pokemon on the field have taken their turns and there is no skipping. Prior to Generation V, a poison Pokemon loses 1 HP for every 4 steps taken outside of battle. In Generation Roman 4, the Pokemon whose HP is reduced to 1 by a poison outside of battle will have the poison status removed. In Generations I, Roman 2, and Roman 3, its HP will be reduced to 0, causing it to faint. Badly poisoned. The badly poisoned condition inflicts damage every turn, with the amount of damage increasing each turn. It initially inflicts damage equal to /16 of the Pokemon's maximum HP, with the damage inflicted increasing by 1/16 each turn, 2/16 on the second turn, 3/16 on the third turn, etc. In Generation V, Pokemon glow purple while afflicted with bad poison. Starting from Generation V, bad poison is also marked by darker status flag in the battle and Pokemon summon. In Generations I and Roman 2, if a badly poisoned Pokemon is switched out, the condition reverts to regular poison. From Generation Roman 3 onward, the poison remains bad poison while switched out, but the damage counter will be reset when switched back. NIU always will take 1/16 of its maximum HP as damage after switching in. In Generations I, Roman 2, and from Generation V onwards, after a battle is over, the badly poisoned status will become a regular poison. Bad poison can be killed by the same way as the regular poisons. All moves with badly poison are poison type, except Psycho Shift, while badly poisoned and Fling if toxic orb is held. Badly poison is the main effect of a move toxic and 2 layers of toxic spikes. Sleep. The sleep condition causes a Pokemon to be unable to use moves except Snore and Sleep Talk. From Generation V onward, Pokemon close their eyes while sleeping and move more slowly. Sleep lasts for a randomly chosen duration when -3 turns in the handheld Generation 8 games, when -3 turns in Pokemon Stadium, 2-8 turns in the handheld Generation Roman 2 games, 2-4 turns in Pokemon Stadium 2, 2-2 turns in Generations Roman 3 and Roman 4, and 2-4 turns in Generation V onwards. If a Pokemon puts itself to sleep using rest, it will sleep for exactly 3 turns, not counting the turn in which rest is used. Plenty of moves are able to put a Pokemon to sleep. Most of them are either normal type, psychic type, or grass type. In addition to moves that cause sleep after contact with effects poor or a disobedient Pokemon may also nap during battle. Pokemon with Vital Spirit or Insomnia ability cannot normally be put to sleep. Worry Seed changes the target's ability to insomnia, causing it to be unable to sleep too. A sleeping Pokemon can be woken by an awakening or a chest fairy in Generation Roman 2. If its target is sleeping, wake up slap will wake it up in addition to becoming more powerful. In Generation 8 core series games and Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, the Cave Flute can be used. in addition to a non-volatile status condition. 50 best Pokemon Arrow hacks for 2026. Pokemon Heart Gold Generations. Still can't get enough of Pokemon Heart Gold? Try playing Heart Gold Generations, a co-ROM pack that provides changes to almost every aspect of its vanilla counterparts. With a Pokemon roster that encompasses as far as Generation 9, this hack can give a new flavour to the well-loved classic, and if you're a Pokédex maniac, you'll probably have to spend days and nights completing it here, since all Pokemon, including those obtainable from trade, are acquirable. There's also Mega Evolutions in this hack, and despite having the same storyline as the vanilla version, you'll get extra goodies from defeating gym leaders.
Notable features.
A total of 950 Pokemon to catch. All trainers have been edited to become better in battles. Portable PC. Ability capsules and nature moves. Level cap. 60 FPS frame rate enabled. Game Boy Advance hardware specs. 1. The Game Boy Advance GBA, released by Nintendo in 2001, was the successor to the Game Boy Color. It was a 30-cubic handheld console featuring a landscape-oriented design, and it marked a significant leap in performance, graphics, and audio for portable gaming. 2. CPU Central Processing Unit. Main CPU 32-bit ARM7 processor. Clock speed 16.78 MHz can switch to 8 MHz for backward compatibility. Instruction set ARM and 16-bit compressed instruction mode for efficiency. Capabilities 32-bit general purpose operations. 16-bit mode for compact memory efficient code. Integrated support for graphics and sound processing. Co-processor. The ARM7 DMI could also operate with Game Boy/Game Boy color compatibility mode, effectively emulating older systems. 3. Memory RAM and ROM. RAM. Internal 32 KB fast on-chip RAM. External 256 KB tilde 0.25 MB slower off-chip RAM. Video RAM 96 KB dedicated for graphics, tiles, backgrounds, sprites. Games stored on cartridges ranging from 4 MB to 32 MB, with some using flash memory for safe storage. MemoriMap/O. MemoriMap registers control graphics, sound, and hardware peripherals, allowing efficient low-level access. ROS. Graphics hardware. Display. LCD screen, 240 x 160 pixels resolution. 15-bit color depth, 30-bit containing those 68 colors. 510 to 11 colors, simultaneously on screen mode dependent. Graphics modes, 2D tile-based hardware with multiple backgrounds and BGS. Sprite support OBJ, up to 128 sprites per frame. Maximum size 64 x 64 pixels. Special features: affine transformations, rotation, scaling of backgrounds and sprites. Load backgrounds with priority control. Palette-based graphics for efficient memory usage. Graphics modes 0.5. Modes 0.2. Tile-based with multiple layers and sprite overlays. Modes 3.5. Bitmap graphics with direct pixel access, less efficient for animation. Playlists on hardware. Channels 6 total. 4 legacy Game Boy channels, 2 square wave, 1 wave, 1 noise channel, 2 direct sound channels, 16-bit stereo PCM audio. Capabilities: synthesize music via programmable waveforms, sample-based audio playback, stereo sound headphones or external speakers, audio output through a headphone jack or built-in speaker. 6. Input and controllers. Button layout. Directional pad, D-pad up, down, left, right. A and B buttons, main action buttons. L and R shoulder buttons, extra functionality for advanced games. Start and select buttons for menus. Analog input, not supported fully digital controls. External connectivity. Link cable port for multiplayer. Infrared port on some models for certain games. Sound, cartridges and media. Game cartridges. RAM base sizes 432 MB. Optional battery or flash memory for save data as RAM, EPUB or flash. Backward compatibility. Supports Game Boy and Game Boy Color cartridges. Aids. Power and physical design. Power source 2 times AA batteries. Battery life. Till to 15-20 hours depending on screen brightness and usage. Optional AC adapter available. Dimensions and weight. Size 148 times 9 times 32 mm. Weight till to 140 G without batteries. Screen. Non-backlit original GBA. Later models GBA SE featured front-lit or backlit screens for better visibility. Portability, lightweight and pocketable, designed for on-the-go gaming. Values. Special features. Backward compatibility, runs original Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. Link cable, multiplayer gaming and trading Pokemon. Infrared optional for some games rarely used. Fine transformations allowed effects like rotating and scaling graphics for more dynamic visuals. Family, the GBA represented a major evolution in handheld gaming by combining 32-bit process and Power ARM7 TDMI CPU. Advanced 2D graphics, hardware sprites, tile maps, fine transformations. Improved audio capabilities, PC and stereo sound. Backward compatibility with previous Game Boy systems. Compact portable design. It allowed developers to create rich, colourful worlds like Pokemon Fire Red and more complex gameplay mechanics in the Game Boy Color era, while still being affordable and power efficient. 50 best Pokemon RM hacks for 2026. Pros. Super Mario. If you're getting sick of playing hundreds of RM hacks with nothing to do but catch Pokemon, then you might enjoy this special hack made by Tabasco last year, which features various creatures from the Super Mario universe. Instead of a Pokédex, you'll embark on an adventure where you can complete your Mario Dex, which includes several Mario like the Piranha Plant, Yoshi, Poke Bruiser, and more. Plus, if you work your way deeper into the game, you might even have a chance to catch a Shelmet the Hedgehog.
Notable features. Enhanced visuals.
Character-specific abilities. Better replayability. Randomized events. Top 10 Pokemon natures. Sense, Finite. Timid is the nature we decided to start with. Being timid is not a trait one usually boasts about, but it can be useful in the world of Pokemon if you fancy a more defensive approach to your journey. This is quite a useful nature to have if you know how to utilize it well. Namely, timid nature increases a Pokemon's speed while decreasing its attack stats. If you have a more defensive approach, you could easily utilize this to deal some damage and weaken your opponent, while you prepare your stronger Pokemon for an attack. You just have to balance it out with other Pokemon on your team. Values. Hasty. Hasty is the nature you want to go with if you want a fast Pokemon that you don't need for defensive purposes. Sure, being hasty is never a good thing, really, but it's useful in the games if you have a specific tactical approach based on speed. Hasty nature increases a Pokemon's speed while also decreasing its defense, which is not good, but it can be utilized properly for offensive purposes. Now, this Pokemon will you'll probably not be able to win against several strong Pokemon in a row, but it can give you the necessary advantage in a battle. 8. Teammate, Impish sounds quite fun, doesn't it? These Pokemon might be a tad playful and you'll need to watch over them more frequently, but they are in fact great defenders which can give you a great angle in battles. Mainly, Impish nature will see a Pokemon's defense increase and its special attack decreased. Truth be told, these Pokemon are obviously not there to attack, but they can be useful on a team if you have a defensive approach and know how to balance this nature out with other Pokemon on your team. 7. Note. Mild nature is quite handy, as its name suggests, and it can be more than useful if you know how to utilize it on your journey. A Pokemon with a mild nature will have its special attack increased and its defense decreased. Now, this might not sound like the ideal combination for you, but if you want a strong attacker, then mild nature is something that will certainly be of use to you. The only thing you have to do is balance it all out with the other Pokemon on your team, which is essential if you want to make proper use of this nature. 6. Rash is seldom a positive character trait, but where Pokemon natures are concerned it can be useful if not really ideal, frankly. Rash nature will increase your Pokemon's special attack while decreasing its special defense. Now this might not sound like a great thing, but do remember that you can fight other Pokemon on your team and that you can balance out the low defense stats of this Pokemon. The upside of this nature is that it gives you a great attacker that could easily win battles for you, but you have to balance it out in order to fully take advantage of it.
Failures.
Lonely is not a very practical nature, but it tends to be useful if you have a specific tactical approach to the battles and whatnot. Mainly, lonely nature increases your Pokemon's attack while decreasing its defense, which isn't necessarily a good thing as it's not balanced out. Still, if you want a Pokemon that's powerful when the defense is concerned, you should definitely aim for this nature, as it might give you some of the best attackers out there and you can balance low defense with other Pokemon on your team.
Roles.
Sassy. Sassy is always sassy, which means that this nature is quite sassy as well, and we all love sassy things, don't we? Similar to the third nature on this list, this nature is great if you want to have a great defender, as the sassy nature of the Pokemon increases its special defense while decreasing its speed. Speed isn't really an issue as it can be increased through items and attacks, which makes sassy a very useful nature for your Pokemon to have. You just have to utilize it properly.
3.
Relaxed. Relaxed seems to be very easy to take care of, and if you want a good defensive approach, this is the nature you want to go with. Relaxed nature raises your Pokemon's defense while decreasing its speed. Speed is a category that you can easily increase through items or attacks, which makes this specific nature great for defensive purposes. These Pokemon also tend to be quite easy to deal with due to the inherent trait of their nature.
2.
Quiet. Quiet is a nature that seems quite solemn and easy to deal with. This nature is also excellent because it gives your Pokemon an SP attack boost while it evolves while decreasing its speed. The good thing about speed is that it can be increased via different items and that there are also attacks that always go first. This is a great nature to have as it allows you to develop a powerhouse Pokemon with relative ease. 1. Brave. Brave, as the name suggests, is a very useful and practical nature to have in a Pokemon. These Pokemon can increase in attack as they grow and evolve while losing speed, but since speed can be elevated artificially and through different attacks, we're of the opinion that this nature carries with itself the lowest risk among them, which is why we have put it on top. Fishing best Pokemon are in hacks the 2026. 6. Pokemon Emerald Legacy. Among all Pokemon Emerald one of the best and a must-play this year. While the creator deliberately avoided making drastic changes to preserve the original game's nostalgic feel, the hack introduces numerous tweaks to the main story, quality of life features, and the Pokemon level curve.
Notable features:
Upgraded Pokedex, fast save, heal, and serve. Improved battle pacing. Viewable Roman 4 and EVs. No trade evolutions. More items.
A lot of other bug fixes to the vanilla version.
50 best Pokemon Iron hacks for 2026. 21. Fateman Fire Red. Fateman Fire Red takes the 11th spot on our list. This game has gathered over 300 votes from our visitors poll, which is a great reason to include it in our ranking. As the name suggests, the game features Fatemen boasting 250 unique creatures and 12 Mega Evolutions, elevating the Pokemon gaming experience to a whole new level. Fateman Fire Red's story follows the same plot as the original Pokemon Fire Red, but includes dozens of new added features to keep players engaged. We also have cheats available for this game, so you can enhance your gameplay experience with extra fun and exciting tweaks.
Notable features:
Physical/special split. New types, namely varied, digital and cosmic. Tons of new moves, abilities and items. Day and night system. 250 unique Fatemans and 12 Mega Evolutions. 50 best Pokemon Iron hacks for 2026. World. Digimon Crystal. Well, the name says it all. It's a crystal hack made to replace all the game's mons with the beloved creatures from Pokemon's closest competitor in the genre, Digimon. All the Digimon in this hack will still possess Pokemon types to keep the game the same as other Pokemon hacks. While this might not be that appealing, for many players it's still an interesting and must-play hack, especially for those who want to take a break from playing a never-ending list of our own hacks for the game for your fans.
Notable features:
Physical special split. Increased difficulty. Running shoes. Many of the 8 charms are replaced by key items. Better Pokemon items. World Championships. The Pokemon World Championships are an annual event held by the player. Pokemon organise play division of the Pokemon Company International. They function as finals for both the Pokemon trading card game and video game championships. Since 2015, the World Championships have also featured events for spin-off Pokemon games, namely Pokemon Tournament, Pokemon Go and Pokemon Unite. The Pokemon World Championships are held annually, occurring every August. Competitors usually must qualify for the event based on their performance in other events in the same season, such as regional championships, national championships, dedicated qualifying tournaments, or the previous year's World Championships. The exact qualification requirements depend on the year, the region the player is from, and the game which they're playing. While the Pokemon World Championships are held as a single unified event featuring multiple different games, each of the games are run as an entirely separate tournament. Competitors compete in only one of the featured games, and the qualification requirements of each are entirely separate. Additionally, competitors usually are separated into one of 3 age groups, meaning the 3 world champions are crowned for each game each year. Minor announcements are usually made during the events, such as upcoming VGC mechanics and variants of TCG cards. The rule set are the following: VGC format and the city where the next World Championships will be hosted. History. Predecessors. Before the introduction of the modern Pokemon World Championships, both the TCG and video games held some international competitions. For the Pokemon trading card game, Pokemon Tropical Mega Battle was an international Pokemon trading card game tournament held annually from 1960 to 2004 by Wizards of the Coast, the distributor of the Pokemon trading card game in many regions outside of Japan at the time. Players from Canada, Latin America, Europe, the United States and Japan were invited to the event.
after Wizards of the Coast's license to distribute the Pokemon trading card game reverted to the Pokemon Company in 2003. This event was replaced by the Pokemon Trading Card Game World Championships. In September 2000, to coincide with the 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney, Australia, the first ever Pokemon World Championship was also held in Sydney. Players from Australia, Belgium, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Spain, the United Kingdom, and the United States competed using Pokemon Red and Blue and Pokemon Yellow. This was a one-time event, with the Video Game World Championship not being held again until 2009. Pokemon Trading Card Game World Championships. In August 2002, Wizards of the Coast held the first Pokemon Trading Card Game World Championship in Seattle, Washington, in the United States. Due to the transfer of the licensing of the Pokemon Trading Card game from Wizards to Nintendo, no World Championship was held in 2003. Now with control of the Pokemon Trading Card game license, Pokemon USA formed Pokemon Organized Play to manage Pokemon Trading Card game events. In August 2004, Pokemon Organized Play held the 2004 Pokemon Trading Card Game World Championships. From 2004 to 2008, the event was titled the Pokemon Trading Card Game World Championships, reflecting the fact that it was specifically for the Pokemon Trading Card game only. At 2008 Pokemon Trading Card Game World Championships, a special video game event called the Pokemon Video Game Showdown in 2008 was held.
This event featured players from the United States and Japan competing with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
However, since only 2 countries were involved, the winner was not awarded the title of World Champion. Pokemon World Championships. In August 2009, the first unified Pokemon World Championships were held, featuring both the Pokemon Trading Card Game and the Pokemon Video Game Championships. This format has continued until the present. From 2015 to 2020, the Kane tournament was also featured at the Pokemon World Championships. In 2015, the Pokemon tournament competition was run as an invitational due to the lack of preliminary events. After the 2020 World Championships, it was announced that the Pokemon tournament would no longer appear at the Pokemon World Championships. Starting in 2019, Pokemon Go was added to the Pokemon World Championships. In 2009, the Pokemon Go competition was run as an invitational due to the lack of preliminary events. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the planned 2020 Pokemon World Championships to be held in London, England, cancelled, and the event also was not held in 2021. The World Championships returned with the 2023 Pokemon World Championships held in London, England, like the original 2020 plan. Starting in 2022, Pokemon Night was added to the Pokemon World Championships. Video Game Championship. The core series Pokemon games were first featured as a Nintendo-organized World Championship event in 2000 with single battles, and later returning as Pokemon Video Game Showdown VGS in 2008 as a side event to the 2008 Trading Card Game World Championships with double battles. Starting in 2009, the events were renamed the Video Game Championships VGC. Battles used the following rules in general. The format is double battles. A player must bring between 4 and 6 Pokemon and select 4 of them just before the battle. In games that use Team Preview Generation B onward, this selection is made after viewing the opponent's 6 Pokemon. 2 Pokemon may not have the same Pokédex number. Special Pokemon, Mythical Pokemon, and Ash Renomere are disallowed, but not Dust Form like a moth unless the format has an exception. The Soldier was disallowed until Generation Roman 7, where its effect changed. Event exclusive moves and items are allowed unless the format explicitly says otherwise. Between Generation VI and Generation Roman 8, Pokemon must have an origin mark matching the games used for the competition. This may be substituted with the Battle Ready symbol.
Two Pokemon may not have the same held item. Pokemon cannot battle above level 50. In 2008 and 2009, there was no auto-leveling in Pokemon above level 50 or disallowed type fights. Between times tier 10 and times tier 16, Pokemon above level 50 were auto-leveled down to 15. But Pokemon below level 50 were not auto-leveled up. From 2017 onward, all Pokemon are auto-leveled to 50. Two Pokemon may not have the same nickname. A Pokemon may not be nicknamed the name of a different Pokemon, and nicknames and trainer names may not be inappropriate. Broadcasting. In 2008, for at least the semi-finals onwards, players connected their Nintendo saves to a modified, unreleased version of Pokemon Battle Revolution. The modified game featured a unique remix of Battle, Team Galactic Cross seemingly arranged for the event, as well as no regional language lock-in. No Battle Revolution specific clauses were set. In 2009, for at least the semi-finals onward, players connected their Nintendo saves to a modified, unreleased version of Pokemon Battle Revolution. The modified game featured platinum outfits for Dawn and Lucas, as well as no region or language lock-in. Between 2710 and 2719, only the top screen of the Nintendo DS or Nintendo 3DS was broadcast in order to prevent revealing players' move selections. From 2020 onward, the third console is connected to the two competitors' consoles in LAX spectator mode in order to prevent revealing players' move selections for Western tournaments in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The game is displayed from the perspective of one player's console, but Asian tournaments and the top signal in the 2010-20 Pokemon World Championships use the spectator modes. Fear. It is possible for moves to become event exclusive to World Championship format despite not being event exclusive normally. For example, Bounce was an event exclusive move on Gyarados in VGC 2010 only, as it otherwise needs a move tutor to learn Bounce and you could not have the Black Clover at the time. The Carlos first part of Pokemon were effectively event exclusive between 2010 and 20 regulation sets D and E, due to being unobtainable in any previous Switch game and requiring an old install of Pokemon Bank. While event-exclusive Pokemon moves and items have been disallowed, event-exclusive hidden abilities have always been allowed. The first half of 2020 is the only time that non-event Pokemon have been disallowed because of rarity. Specifically, Gigantamax Pokemon that were rarely available normally game did not become allowed until the start of the first Wild Area news event that temporarily made them more common. This would become moot with the release of the Iron Armor, which would make all relevant Gigantamax Pokemon available without relying on rarity. Between approximately October 2020 and March 2021, at least the English language rule book mistakenly implied Regigigas was disallowed by omitting its national Pokédex number from the list of allowed Pokémon that do not have a Gala/Isle of Armor/Crown turned Pokédex number. This was fixed sometime in or before February 2020. Coincidentally, in the 2020 edition's Masters Division Finals for the core series video games, players Eduardo Cunningham and Guillermo Castillo-Diaz represented the bases of the Paldea region, the Iberian Peninsula, the setting of the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games. To promote the then upcoming 2023 World Championships, the Battle Stadium within Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had animated fireworks in its home screen and battle preview. It was later done again for the 2024 tournament. Fifty best Pokemon are hacks for 2026. 15. Pokemon Emerald Rogue. Pokemon Emerald Rogue is the newest addition to our best Pokemon ROM hacks that we recommend everyone to play for this year. The game was introduced last 2022, and it quickly gathered many players in a span of a few months of its release. Several updates have been released so far, and a lot of exciting and interesting features are available. This is a quite different game compared to those games you played before, not just because of its unique story, but also the different kind of adventure Emerald Rogue offers. See it for yourself.
Notable features.
Randomly chosen routes.
Multiple game config settings, for example, prevent over-leveling, trainer difficulty, double battle mode.
Character customization. Rare legendary encounters. Mart and move tutor content change as you progress. 50 best Pokemon Arrow hacks for 2026.
Doduo.
Pokemon Prism. Pokemon Prism is a hack for Pokemon Crystal, and the story is probably taken from it. You play as a child of Lance who is the Pokemon champion in Crystal. You're in the Naljo region, where you discover a lost Larvitar and become its master. Now you must find the mystery surrounding this world while becoming a Pokemon master. Pokemon Prism features over 230 Pokemon from Generation 9 until Roman form. That's right, they managed to make sprites for those Pokemon in this ROM hack of Crystal. Don't forget about several minigames that you can play and several original music tracks. Pro tip: pairing Pokemon Prism with its cheats is a lot more fun. We have collected several Pokemon Prism cheats that I'm sure you will like.
Pokemon Prism has been popular since the year when it was first introduced.
The graphics may look outdated, but the story itself never gets old. Do not judge a game by its graphics, and the same applies to Pokemon Prism.
Notable features.
Fairy type is present along with 2 distinct type sound and gas type.
4 crafting skills are available.
Areas where it lets you move like a 2D side-scroller.
50 best Pokemon Arrow hacks for 2026. 43.
Pokemon Blazed.
Remember, we said
Earlier that Pokemon Blazed has several versions and one of them is Blazed.
in terms of story, it was pretty much the same, as well as several of its features. This game does have altered stats, moves, and more. The other thing is that wild Pokemon spawn differently, making it a bit interesting in the process.
Notable features.
Stat and move changes. Pokemon ranges from Generation 9 till VI, but not all of them. Choose from 5 starting Pokemon. Where's Nuzlocke Pokemon?
2.
Type Psychic. Why, it's terrible. Single move, hidden power, variable type depending on ends. Horrible stats, no real versatility. Cannot evolve and might be useful in battles. 3. Suffraged. Type normal/flying. Why, it's terrible. Low stats overall. Very late access to useful moves. Moving pool is mostly weak early game, normal and flying attacks, giving little coverage. Rolls. Delivered. Type/flying. Why, it's terrible. Signature move. Present 10 damage or kills opponents. Extremely unreliable. Poor stats across the board. Ice type in early game is very situational and vulnerable.
Famous.
Furfy. Type Grass. Why, it's terrible. Low base stat total in the games. Very weak and dies easily. Only useful after evolution into Sunflora, which requires a Sunstone. 6. Loveless. Tap Water. Why, it's terrible. Weak base stats. No worthwhile move pool until later levels. Only useful in very specific situations. Dies easily.
Stand. Kricketot/Cricketoo. Attack bug. Why, it's terrible. Kricketot has very low stats of false lanes. Cricketoo is okay, but its movable is limited. Early game, it's fragile and unreliable in Nuzlocke runs.
Phase, and then /spinda/Ledian situational.
Why, it's terrible. Spinder random move distribution with average stats, low survival. Ledian weak stats, bug/flying resistances don't help much, movable is bad.
Why is Sabers?
Tack water. Why, it's terrible. Base stats are awful. Difficult to find in many games, requires specific tiles in Generation 3+. Needs trade or item to evolve into melodic, making it late game utility only.
Sends.
Unusable early game legendaries e.g.
Newgrown Ninja.
Why, it's terrible in a Nuzlocke. If your runner allows them usually found late game. Low numbers of encounters for critical Pokemon. Using the too low risks of the Pokemon dying while relying on their high power.
50 best Pokemon ROM hacks for 2026.
38. Pokemon Fused Dimensions. Pokemon Fused Dimensions is an interesting game to put into our best Pokemon ROM hacks this year. The story is the same as Fire Red and Leaf Green because it uses FR as its base ROM. The appeal of this hack based on the title is that the Pokemon you are using are Fakemen. Not just any Fakemen, but Pokemon that have been used. You'll be able to use a Pikachu that is fused with a Gloom and others. While having this Fakeman is fun, the gameplay has been tweaked to make it somewhat balanced. The same elements apply, but you might want to check out what your fused Pokemon can learn and use.
Notable features.
Can get all 226 fused Pokemon. Physical/Fashion Split.
Gen 8 DXB system.
Fifty best Pokemon ROM hacks for 2026.
23. Altered Emerald. Altered Emerald received an impressive number of votes and are called likely because it's simply amazing. First released in 2016, the game has received several updates over the years to improve its features, and it continues to capture the hearts of many Pokemon ROM hack players. Packed with features you won't find in the regular Emerald game, it's sure to keep you glued to your screen. Enjoy new typings, 417 Pokemon, and dozens of quality of life improvements. Altered Emerald is considered a complete game, though it may occasionally receive updates to make it even better.
Notable features.
417 available Pokemon that has been improved in many ways. New learn sets for every Pokemon. New typings and abilities. New difficulty curve. New TN, tutors, items, moves, and battle engine. And so much more.
50 best Pokemon ROM hacks for 2026.
49. Digimon Nova Red. This hack uses Fire Red as its base and also the story. You already know where to go because it is Fire Red, but the appeal of this hack is that instead of using Pokemon, you have Digimon to use. They are classified as Pokemon, but if you're a fan of Digimon, then you'll be familiar with a lot of these on the roster. Digimon have their respective types, stats, and moves. It is pretty much the same game, but you're using Digimon. The
fun aspect here is experimenting with which Digimon you want, since they have been edited and modified to fit the mold of Pokemon.
Notable features.
Around 200 Digimon to catch, physical and special state, fairy type included. Best Pokemon are in hacks between us in 20 Better one. Pokemon Ash Gray. If you're a big fan of the first Pokemon anime series, which was subtitled Indigo League, then you will enjoy Pokemon Ash Gray. This RRM hack is based on Fire Red, and the story follows the events of the anime. There is a reward system where the game will reward you if you use Ash's Pokemon in specific battles based on the series. Granted, you don't have to do this because you can still build your own team. You can capture all of the Pokemon that Ash has caught in the events based on the anime. This also means that any generation or Pokemon after the anime won't be making an appearance here. If you know the anime wholeheartedly, then you can take advantage of this game in the process.
Notable features.
Catch all the Pokemon Ash caught in the series.
Tools will replace HMs.
Updated game sprites and visuals. 50 best Pokemon are in hacks between us in 26. 41. Pokemon Polished Crystal. Pokemon Polished Crystal is basically an upgraded version of Pokemon Crystal, but with a few twists, better sprites, better tiles, more available moves, more Pokemon, among others. But perhaps the best feature offered by Pokemon Crystal is the increased difficulty. In this RRM hack, you're expected to lose some battles, especially against gym leaders and during the Johto League. There are currently 2 patches of this game, with the first one the 3.0 version and the 9-bit beta.
Notable features.
Fairy-type Pokemon.
Physical and special state.
TMs are reusable.
New characters from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. New post-game content. Best Pokemon are in hacks between us in 26. 39.
Pokemon Mega Power.
Pokemon Mega Power is another cool and interesting ROM hack based on Pokemon Emerald. In Pokemon Mega Power, your character is Neil male or Tyra female, a genius scientist. It breaks the mold of being a 10-year-old girl to become a Pokemon master. Your character wants to make the strongest Pokemon but lacks the money to do it. You go on an adventure to earn money and capture Pokemon along the way, as well as deal with Team Delta. This is your basic Pokemon RRM pack with an interesting story and a polished gameplay mechanics. The sprites are also edited in a way to be a bit different and distinct from the regular GBA games. 3 new regions are definitely to explore, being Evora Land and the Sevilla Islands.
Notable features.
New tiles. Lego Evolution. Pokemon roster up to Gen 7. Best Pokemon are in hacks between us and 26. 16. Pokemon Blaze Black 2 and Volt White 2 Redux. Pokemon Blaze Black 2 and Volt White 2 Redux is another new addition to our list. This is a DSRM hack released 3 years ago, developed by FX Cubed in collaboration with Doduo. This fantastic game allows you to catch 649 Pokemon in a single playthrough and includes exciting features such as the Fairy type, which was introduced in Gen 6, as well as new moves, abilities, and more.
The developer recently announced an upcoming new version V2, which has players eagerly awaiting its release. However, no official release date has been provided yet. While waiting for the release of V2, you can't go wrong playing its most recent version. Notable features of V2. Brand new engine, update abilities, 100 plus new moves, complete revamp of all Pokemon, complete revamp of all trainers, trainer AI, new story, and much more.
City Best Pokemon Arrow hacks the 2026. 22. Pokemon Delta Emerald. Pokemon Delta Emerald takes the 12th spot on our list.
The creator of this game aimed to combine the best elements of Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and Emerald into one complete home adventure for players. If you're a fan of auras, there's no reason not to try Delta Emerald. You'll be amazed by the impressive improvements and additions to the game. Since it aims to deliver the auras experience, players can expect favourite features like Mega Evolutions, new types updated move sets, and even evolutions from later generations. It's a must-play for fans of home and Pokemon adventures.
Notable features:
211 catchable home decks Pokemon, no need for trading or events. New characters, new Mega Evolution, new types, and more. Gen full 7 moves and abilities. Physical / special split. Updated Pokemon sprite and cries. Rematch trainers and higher level Pokemon. City Best Pokemon Arrow hacks the 2026. 33. Pokemon Liquid Crystal. Pokemon Liquid Crystal is a hack based on Fire Red. The good thing is that this is a remake of Pokemon Crystal. In terms of the story, everything is the same as it was in Crystal. There are some minor additions in terms of special events and more. The bottom line is that this hack has all the features found in Pokemon Crystal. The hack has some updated sprites and animation, as well as a couple of other things. You get the same Pokemon from the original and the day and night cycle. Don't forget about the fact that after you complete the Johto storyline, you proceed to the Kanto region, so that's a lot of content for you to play on this hack.
Notable features:
updated visual and audio aesthetics, new events and hidden areas, where the effects are present. City Best Pokemon Arrow hacks the 2026. 20th Pokemon Ultraviolet version. Pokemon Ultraviolet is a GBA Arrow hack that we highly recommend for all Pokemon fans to play. While it might initially look like the original Fire Red game, it has been significantly enhanced with a variety of unique features. One standout improvement is the ability to catch all Pokemon from Fire Red and Leaf Green. Additionally, Pokemon that typically required trading to evolve have been modified to evolve through regular methods. However, the game has not received any updates for a long time. We can only hope that it gets updated in the future, perhaps even incorporating the see-through engine for an enhanced experience.
Notable features:
encounter Deoxys, who and Lugia with Nintendo events. Encounter Pokemon from Fire Red and Leaf Green. New Canal Repair. Encounter the 3 mystical dogs. Guaranteed to find at least one shiny Pokemon. City Best Pokemon Arrow hacks the 2026. 34th Pokemon Rain Emerald. Another RRM hack of Pokemon Emerald utilizes the same story and a lot of its existing assets. Pokemon Moon Emerald. That's not a bad thing because this game adds a lot of features for you to play it. For starters, the chance to encounter a shiny Pokemon has been increased. The inclusion of
several Pokemon from Gen 4 until 7 is always welcome. Don't forget about the fairy type editions since the roster is up to Gen 7.
Speaking of the roster, your starters for this game are Rowlet, Polio, and Litten.
There's also Mega Evolution that comes with the respective Mega Evolution stones.
Finally, Alolan forms are also there for you to catch.
Notable features.
Over 50 plus Gen 7 Pokemon added.
Alolan forms, physical and special split.
Chinese tones.
Every single character in Chinese is associated with a tone, and there are 4 tones in total.
When Chinese is written in its Romanized form, Pinyin, the Latin characters above each Pinyin word has a tone marker that shows which of the 4 tones it is. For example, the word Ma, which means mother. The line above the area is the tone marker.
In this case, it's a straight flat line, which means it's the first tone, telling you that the word for mother Ma should be pronounced with a flat pitch.
Let's dive into the 4 tones.
For each tone, we'll look at the tone marker used to represent it. Meet the 4 Ma's.
We will use the syllable Ma to showcase the 4 different tones because Ma can mean 4 completely different words depending on which tone is used.
First tone, Ma equals mother. Let's look at the first tone again with the example Ma, which means mother. The pitch of the word is relatively high and also flat throughout the word without any changes.
This matches how the tone marker was written, a flat straight line.
Second tone.
Ma equals spicy.
The second tone is a rising pitch.
It starts at a low pitch and rises up to a higher pitch, similar to the tone you use when asking a question in English.
Fittingly, it's written using a tone marker going from low to high, which matches the rise of the pitch when pronouncing a word with the second tone.
Third tone, Ma equals horse.
The third tone is sometimes the most confusing of it all because it contains a change in pitch halfway during the tone. Let's start by analysing the tone marker letter C7. The line starts high, dips, and then rises to end high.
This is exactly how the pitch changes throughout the tone.
The pitch starts high, falls, and then rises again.
Fourth tone, Ma equals to scold.
The fourth tone is a falling tone. It starts high and ends low. This is represented by the tone marker, which is a line that goes downwards. It's the tone that you use in English when giving commands or scolding someone.
Imagine sternly telling the misbehaving kid to stop.
That's exactly how you say the fourth tone.
The fifth neutral tone. This neutral tone is not commonly used and is associated with very specific words.
One example is when 2 repeating characters are used. For example, the word Ma means mother, as we've seen earlier, but it's more commonly used as part of the phrase mama, which is a more common way of saying mother. When both characters are the same, very often the second character loses its original tone and takes on the neutral tone instead.
Fifty best Pokemon are in Hacks the 2026. Pokemon Lazarus. Pokemon fans who enjoy traveling around Greece or have an interest in Greek culture will likely find themselves hooked on Pokemon Lazarus.
The ROM hack features a fan-made region inspired by Greece, often hailed as the cradle of Western civilization.
While Pokemon Lazarus may look like a Game Boy title at first glance, it is actually built on Pokemon Emerald. This means you get the classic GBC-style visuals paired with the more advanced mechanics and systems of the Game Boy Advance engine.
Notable features.
Normal and hard modes. Walking Pokemon. New region Ilios region. 400 plus Pokemon from generations 1 to 9.
Side quests. 9 available starter Pokemon.
50 Best Pokemon RM Hacks for 2026. 46. Pokemon Save. Pokemon Save is our ROM hack of Fire Red. It uses sprites and several animations from the Generation V games.
The story follows the continuation of the story from Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almian, which is an official game.
If you're familiar with or love that game, then you may have a thrill with this game's story since there will be references and several characters. The game has a collection of Pokemon from Generation I to VI. They have updated types and altered moves and stats. You'll be able to explore areas of home that weren't there in the previous games, as well as the new region of Kolan. Several elements are carried over from other games to make this hack worth your while.
Notable features.
New TMs and they're all reusable. The bag UI has been updated. Day and night cycle is present. "50 Best Pokemon RM Hacks for 2026.
47. Pokemon Ultra Shine Gold Sigma.
This ROM hack brings on a different take on Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. While the story can be the same, there are some elements that have been altered and added. Sprites and animations have been updated from the original games, but they look the same to some degree. You're exploring not only Johto and Kanto, but also Hone, Orange Islands, and Alola. This hack is ambitious, so it may have some bugs, but nothing game-breaking or too annoying. Mega evolutions are added and trading evolution has been removed for your convenience. If nothing else, aside from the beautiful visuals, this game has over 800 Pokemon for you to catch, with the Alolan forms as well.
Notable features.
Gym leaders in all regions can be battled again. Able to see EV and Roman Ball stats. Battle frontier locations all over the place. "50 Best Pokemon RM Hacks for 2026.
44. Pokemon Gold and Silver 97 Reforged.
This is the first game on our list that is under the GBC ROM hack category. GBC will not miss the still great games, and that's right, there are two of them. While not new, Pokemon Gold Knight and Silver Knight are duo games, much like how the Pokemon games do, like Red and Blue, Fire Red and Leaf Green, and more. A lot of the contents are pretty much the same, and the story was from the original Space World demo back in 1971. Depending on which game you play, different Pokemon will spawn. The Pokemon roster goes up to Gen 2 only, but it gives you a nice experience of playing the game.
Notable features.
Different available Pokemon for each version. Space World maps have been added. More trainers have been added. 50 Best Pokemon RM Hacks for 2026.
24.
Pokemon Ambrosia.
Another addition to our list is Pokemon Ambrosia. The GBC ROM hack released in December 2020.
This game stands out for its unique features, showcasing the result of 3 years of dedicated work by its creator. Now available to all Pokemon Ambrosia is a complete revamped Pokemon Crystal, offering a fresh and distinct experience. The game is packed with numerous features that were never seen in previous Pokemon GBC games. In Pokemon Ambrosia, you encounter Pokemon from up to 6 generations, with a total of 2 Runton available in the game.
Ever heard of AI being incorporated into a GBC ROM hack? Shockingly, it is available in this game and has been extensively improved. How cool isn't it? There are more things to find out in this game, so play it now.
Notable features.
Extensively updated battle AI. Rematch all trainers, including gym leaders. 3 recurring rivals. Significant quality of life updates. Physical/special split. Updated and new maps, weather changes in certain areas. And many more. 50 best Pokemon Unraveled hacks for 2026. 1. Pokemon Unbound. The year 2026 is still the year Unbound. Unbound is the top of our list since 2021, and most especially with the release of V2, the game has become more interesting to play. This is a hack of Fire Red, hacked with the original story with updated graphics. Explore new areas, locations, and more while becoming the usual Pokemon master. The game allows you to do side quests and other optional things you can do if you don't want to do the main story just yet. Pokemon Unbound also features 7 moves and Mega Evolution in its recent updates and more. Be sure to do some of those quests so that you can get some excellent rewards, and Mega Evolution is one of them. Finally, if you love post-game content without spoiling anything, you'll be drowned in it with how much content you get.
Notable features.
A powerful engine, pushing the complete Fire Red upgrade to its maximum potential. Dual Glow. A new gen system. Updated graphics. Difficulty modes. A unique mission system. Character customization. Daily events. Exciting minigames. Challenging puzzles. A rich post-game. A custom OSD. Enjoy over 180 unique songs composed for Pokemon Unbound. 50 best Pokemon Unbound hacks for 2026. 19th Pokemon Team Rocket Edition Dragon's Inversion. Pokemon Team Rocket Edition Dragon's Inversion lets you experience the Pokemon world from a new angle as a Team Rocket brand. Cool, right? There aren't many ROM hacks like this, and this is what makes the game special. This is new to our list because this is simply a cool game that I highly recommend playing in 2026. Pokemon TRE adds exciting features like updated Pokemon, new Rocket experiments, unlimited TMs, a physical/special split, and indoor running. With 45+ hours of gameplay, side quests, and custom music, it's a fresh take on a classic Pokemon adventure.
Notable features.
You will find Pokemon items and moves up to 8th gen, some from 9th gen. Remove trait evolution system. Replaceable HMs and unlimited TMs. Some modifications on base stats and types on some Pokemon.